So what we're going to do is we're going to explore a mixed team. And there's so many different teams on Blood Bowl 2 that are mixed teams that are really unconventional. So we've got Bonehead Bowl coming up in a month and a half, in theory, on the 30th of May. And you can take two teams, put them together based on alignment. It's like 240 different team variations. So you can do some great things in there. And I just want to see if any of these teams are available to run on Blood Bowl 2. Not necessarily for practice, but kind of for practice. So I built a team for last year's Bonehead Bowl, which was Undead and Khemri mix. So yes, it means all the big guys. And I know there's a faction on Blood Bowl 2 that has multiple dead teams. There we go. Afterlife United. So let's have a look. Let's go. Bonehead Undead. Let's try this one. And we need an appropriate symbol. Some kind of skull. There we go. That'll do. That'll do nicely. What colour armour do we want? What colour armour was my team? So I actually painted this team. I had it on tabletop. Let's go for that. That's nice. Bonehead Undead. Automatic choice of roster? No. So what we ran in Bonehead Bowl is 1100, and you can choose two. So I ended up with 4 Tomb Guardians and 2 Mummies. What can you take? We can take all the Tomb Guardians. Rerolls are just as expensive. So let's see what we can afford. So we want to have Mummy 1, Mummy 2. And then we want to just absolutely take 1, 2, 3, 4, all the Tomb Guardians. So that gives us 6 strength 6 guy. We've got 360k. So we need at least 4 more players. And I think I took a mixture of zombies and skeletons online. So let's take 1, 2 skeletons. That leaves us with 280. We want to get 2 rerolls in there. So that leaves us with 140. So we can go for... what can we go for? We can go for 2 ghouls. That won't give us enough. So 2 rerolls takes us to 140. So we need to spend 140 on players. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford a ghoul here. So what else do we get an option of? So on this team there is a vampire roster. So we can actually take a thrall and get that sweet Edge 3 in there, which I think is going to be a massive boon versus a ghoul. So if we take a ghoul now, we've got 210 and 9 players. We only need to spend at least 80k on extra players, which doesn't leave us enough for 2 rerolls, only enough for 1 reroll. So I think what we should do is actually pick up a couple of zombies now. That last player is going to be not a flesh golem, and that would be quite interesting. Is going to be a thrall. Now a thrall is standing in for what we would normally take, which is a ghoul, because we would normally have higher cash. We'll take 2 rerolls. We'll save the 20k, and we will eventually buy a ghoul. So let's have a look at the team. Bonehead Undead. Let's join a league. Let's just play solo for a minute, and we want to do some kind of round robin. There we go. So we can play a bunch of games with this team, and this team should be horrible. Should be absolutely horrible. What's our first team? It's Kislev. It's vanilla Kislev. So let's give it a go. Bonehead Undead, game 1. 2 rerolls. We've got petty cash 20k, so not enough to buy anything. So we'll go straight to the game. And this is kind of like it's kind of an ogre team, actually. Bad agility, bad linemen, and a whole bunch of punch. But the good thing is that our punch comes at slightly lower agility, so you don't get the crazy opportunities for success you get from ogres, but you don't have the boneheads. So AI is going to choose to receive, so we are just going to deploy our mummies, because our mummies are the better player on our team. They are going to be our reserves. They're going to be our linebackers. They've got absolute garbage movement, so we're going to deploy 4, Tomb Guardians on the line. Because what we're going to do is start farming some casualties with this team. There we go. That's our thrall. So our thrall is going to be our deep safety, and the reason for that is because he needs to pick up the ball if everything goes according to plan. So these guys are a leaping team, as in our opponent, not our team. Our team is far from leapy. So we are going to deploy in such a way that there is... no, they can really achieve anything they want. It's a zombie. We want skeletons. That's a zombie too. We want that guy there. And let's swap them around because we need the extra movement of the skeleton kind of deeper. Let's do this. Now their catchers are really good. Which reminds me, I need to buy a couple more catchers for my slan team. Let's confirm that setup. Really unusual. We've got a lot of strength on the front there, and we'll kick to the sweet spot. Okay, extra bounce with the wind. Okay, that is a wonderful kick for us. That's really good luck. Okay, now we do have the advantage in that this is the AI, so the chances of them being absolutely awesome are few and far between, but there we go. Let's bring up. Let's bring up the chat on my phone so I can keep an eye on what's going on. There we go. Right, so our turn. They've got the ball in the backfield. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. So that is a lineman. So let's tag the lineman. That is a lineman. So let's tag that lineman. There's the catcher. And there's their other catcher. So we can't get that catcher. We're not even going to worry about getting that catcher. What we are going to do is use our extra strength to just beat up on their lineman. And he's going to stay in place because we want to keep that big, strong opening in the middle there. And I'll tell you what, we'll play past the lineman along, see if we can't take the push. And we'll leave him in place. We want to keep those guys there like big, beautiful traffic cones of death. Take the POW, pop them straight back, and now we are going to follow up because I want to keep people in base contact. Do we just punch this guy? I think we do. Okay. These dice are on fire. We'll follow up again. We just want to keep their guys not necessarily in trouble, but and then we want to get in the way here of that catcher, because although catchers have got all the edge and they will be able to get through, I don't see any reason to make it easy. Let's make them roll the extra dice, and given that that catcher's likely to punch through, and those mummies need to walk quicker, we are going to bring up to the middle our mummy there. The thrall's good where he is. I'm happy where he is. So let's end the turn. So I didn't play the team in Bonehead Bowl last year in the end because of numbers. So we had even numbers of contestants or odd numbers of contestants. So I dropped out to be the odd one, which is absolutely fine. That's my job as the tournament organizer. But I did get to play a test game against Rich. And when you get a cage of 4 or 5 strength 5 guys, there is nothing you can do about it. So these guys have got movement 4. So I could possibly blitz this guy, pop him there, and then I need to block this one first. I need to push him there because we can get on to the ball here. I am going to follow up, I think. Fantastic. Stun is great. So if we blitz with this guy, we're going to pop him aside. Yep, we get the POW. He's going to go there. So we get a free follow now. Okay. Now that does actually leave us enough movement to get round and onto the catcher. It's not huge, but it is useful. We're going to blitz this guy here because I have already blitzed. Oh, I have already blitzed. Ah, shucks. 2 dice. Gets the dodge star. And I'm going to pin this guy against the side. We are going to move this zombie over to the middle. Because we've got to be so aware of our poor movement skills. Let's punch this guy and see if we can't close in on the other catcher. Yeah. Again, more good dice rolls. This is fantastic. Thank you. Blood Bowl 2. And without moving him, I'm going to punch this guy. We're going to use one of our sweet rerolls. And I'm going to put him there, which gives this guy a free block. And I'm going to stay in place. Mummy is going to stand there. And now I can block him here. So this is a similar team in kind of in theory to Khemri. He's going to stay in place again. We want to gum up this side. Is he going to stay in place or do I just go there? I've already performed an action with him, that's fine. And again, I think I want to leave the mummy here. I'm not going to try any more blocks. I'm just going to call it there. The idea here is that you've got very little movement on the team. 6 of your players have got movement 3 or 4. And the rest of them are edge 2, apart from 1 or 2 players. So in Bonehead Bowl, you upgrade the thrall to a ghoul and take another ghoul. That's it, that's your team. You take leader to get you a 3rd reroll. But otherwise, that is everything that you have got. Okay. Get the dodge away. This guy's going to blitz. The big guy with +3 strength for the 2 dice. Both down. Dodge star. There you go. Gets him. Frees up their catcher. He's going to go far to the left. Now we've still got some guys on that side. And I think we're going to see one of our vulnerabilities here, which is our movement. So what can we do about this? That is our guy. That is 1, 2. So I can't get to him. So let's stand up the Tomb Guardian here. And can we blitz anyone free? Can we block anyone free? Because catchers are strength 2. So actually it might not be the worst thing in the world if we were to use him there. Can he get there? He can get there. Which means this guy can eventually block him off. Or we put him there and open up the blitz. So we can get 2 dice here now. And we don't need a great dice, we just need to put them down aside, which we do, and I'm going to stay in place as well. So we've got a nice blitz here now on the ball carrier, which is 3 dice, because strength 5 against strength 2. Here we go, 3 dice. Gets the power. We're going to put him on the sideline, and we are going to follow up. Bull takes a very tasty bounce for us. We've got no players that can take advantage of it right now. And there's still the chance of them making a break for it. So let's move the mummy up. And let's see if we can't. Just do a few punches. We'll take the push. Put it there. And we'll follow up. Just keep grinding through their players and using our strength advantage to just get an opportunity to roll loads of dice. Let's follow up. Because if we want to move with this team, we have to do it through their players. We kind of need to bring this guy over. I like the idea of having a block here, but I don't think it's quite as good for us as just manoeuvring over to the side where the loose ball is. those catches with their edge and their leap skills. Very long legs. There's the leap onto the ball. Gets the ball with a natural 6. However, is in base contact. 1 dice on our Thrall. Thrall goes down. And he's stunned. That's our only agility 3 or more player. Okay, gets a pow on our zombie there. Again. Just using that strength. So, we've got a couple of ways here to free up someone for a good blitz. Let's take this push. Let's pop it there. And he's going to follow up, actually. Let's just follow up. Okay, so Mummy can't blitz anyone good. This Mummy can blitz in and take out that catcher. That's a pretty tasty block with Mighty Blow. Let's try it. It's going to be a go for it, so there's always the chance of having to use our last reroll. There we go. We get the POW. We can pop him down, and we can just absolutely mob the ball carrier there. Ooh, injured. Mighty Blow pulls it off for us, which is huge. Now we are going to bring this mummy up. And that skeleton is probably going to end up being our ball handler. So, we are going to take a 2-die block here. If we get double pushes, let's put him there. Let's follow up again. Oh yeah, catchers don't come with dodge. So he's stunned and ball is loose. We've taken a blitz. Let's just... I'm going to leave him in place. Just putting those tackle zones on the ball. Skeleton is going to just... Again, just apply some pressure to the players. And we need to try and take some blocks without ruining our positioning. Let's follow up. There's a failed block here. Frees up an opposing player. Let's loose him. And let's stay in place. Okay, he's down. I'm not going to risk it with the 1 die on this side. This guy's keeping him in check, and that's just a zombie. So we're up 20,000 on pitch value there. It's only 20,000, and it's only a tiny amount of our total team value, but it's a little bit. They get the ball. Neither of us have any block here at all. And it's very possible that at this TV, without any skills, we lose this game. Okay, that's a both down, rolled into a push pow. Yep, gets it. Dodge star down. The zombie is stunned. Okay, so they've got a guy with the ball, and we've got 2 dice on him, so we're going to take it right now. Dodge star, ball goes down, and we will follow up. Okay, it's not in a bad spot for us, so we can... The Thrall might be able to get to that ball if we can blitz someone away. So actually, let's try a cheeky surf here. Double skull. Let's use that reroll. That's what we've got these rerolls for. I'll take the dodge star. We are going to pin him to the sideline. This mummy is going to go 1, 2, 3. This zombie's going to stand up. We just want to tie as many of those players in place as possible. And then Thrall is actually... Seems like an unnecessary risk. Skeleton's going to move up, chuck a tackle zone on the ball. And Thrall's going to move up and stand close by, ready to pick up the ball next turn if we can keep it safe. Now, we haven't blitzed yet. So this skeleton may be about to have the turn of his life. Blitz this guy, 2 dice. Okay, gets him there. Might as well follow up. see if we can't go all the way around with this skeleton. We can and we do. So there's still players here, but we've got 2 tackle zones on the ball. Let's use this Tomb Guardian here to free up this one here. Take the POW, pop him down, and we'll follow up again. And then this guy will punch him. 2 dice, gets the POW, pops him there, and stays in place. We'll tag him. Alright, good. This guy can now move here. If there is a ball steal here, and they can switch sides, there's nothing we can do about it. We've got 1, 2, we've got like 4 or 5 players near the ball. Okay, we've got a blitz coming at us. It should be just 1 dice. Gets the POW. Okay, so we want the thrall to have the ball. So we're going to move up the mummy here. We're going to move up the Tomb Guardian to there. We're going to try for a side cage. But before we do that, we need to stand this guy up. We need to stand this guy up. And we need to pick up the ball. There we go, we're in a really good spot now. What can we do here? Can we do anything clever? Not particularly, so I'm happy with that situation there. Let's just see if we can't grind some numbers here. We're just pushing them around the pitch now. Rolling those sweet POWs. Okay, so we now have some options. If we punch this guy, he ends up there. So we want to punch this guy so he stays in a tackle zone. And we'll stay put. Now, this guy can punch him for 2 dice. And again, if it no, he gets him. I was going to say, if we get a push, we can pop him there, and he's going to stay in place. And this skeleton can take a 1 die, but it's not worth it. We're playing the control game, so we're going to wait for them to roll the dice. Because otherwise, we've got a touchdown with our pseudo ghoul. We've got 20k in the bank. We need 50k winnings to pick up our ghoul. Leap blitz. Here we go. 2 dice up. We pick. Are they going to re-roll? No. We'll take the push. That gives us 1 extra movement. And if they follow up, puts their guy in base contact with our Tomb Guardian, but they don't. Okay, not bad. We got away with that one. This guy will still get away with that, so that's not too bad there either. Hey in chat, if you're just joining me, we played a heck of a game using ogres against undead and squeaked out a 1-0, ground down a 1-0 victory. Now we're running a 4 Tomb Guardian, 2 Mummy undead team, mixed team, based on a team I built for Bonehead Bowl last year. And so far we're doing okay. We ended up against Slan, against Kislev, and I don't think we've caused any casualties yet. But we have the strength advantage, and we're rolling pretty good. No casualties. Alright. We have got a touchdown here. I'm trying to think out whether it's worth risking it for another turn. But actually, we want to progress this guy. So we couldn't quite afford the full build that we took, that I made for Bonehead Bowl. So we had to drop 2 ghouls, replace one with the thrall, which was the nearest kind of replacement I could find, and that defense was wonderful. Let's try that again. That said, there's only 1 more turn, so let's bring up the punch. Let's force them to dodge away. So we had to replace our ghoul with a thrall, which is a bit of a downgrade, but it's actually not too bad. Thrall's going to stay there off the line. So we bought 3 boxes of Undead last year to make this team, and used Space Marine Siege. We get a blitz, but I think everyone who we want to blitz with is in a tackle zone, so we'll skip that. And short kick. Excuse me. A riot was really the only thing we weren't looking for then. Okay, and might see a little block there. I can't see any good blitzes, so pow, gets our zombie down. So used to playing Noblars that I immediately went to choose where my guy went down. So yeah, had 4 Tomb Guardians, 2 mummies. Okay, so we've got some opportunity here to just be a bit of a beat stick. So we can take a punt. Nope, 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 nope. Is there a good way of doing this? Let's try this. Get the POW. And all we're going to do here is we're going to stay exactly where we are. We're just going to try and farm blocks to just maybe get us a free SPP. And of course attrition, because it's... There we go, we get it. Eventually their armor was going to break and we were going to come away with it. Broken ribs. Broke his ribs. That's one of our skeletons. Now our skeletons are actually hugely important players for this team. We'll take the push. We just want to push off so we can keep that strength up. Because of their movement, they're one of the fastest players on our team, and they're very important in that regard. Take the push off, that's fine. I was hoping for a cheeky... let's follow up. Okay. Now we are going to... if we blitz him here, he can go there. So we're going to blitz with this guy. That's our Tomb Guardian. And we can end up with the player there if he doesn't go down. Which he does go down, so he goes to there. We'll follow up as well. Again, we're just trying to farm blocks and farm opportunity. Take the push, put him against the sideline. Follow up, and we get another block with our Tomb Guardian. It's not going to be a surf. Can't quite achieve that much fun. But that's fun in itself. I want to get these guys to have Mighty Blow as quickly as possible, because then we've got 6 Strength 5 Mighty Blow on the front line without a Negatrates. He's stunned as well. We've got a good block here. Blitzer. Lineman. Armament 8. Armament 8. Might as well take the Blitzer. Gets a POW. Pop him there. We'll follow up. So this is our zombie. Our zombie is just going to go for a cheeky foul here, because the team value difference in those players is huge. Nothing happens. We'll end that. Go to half. We're 1-0 up, and we've got 1 casualty more than them. We're also receiving the ball now. So receiving the ball with a team like this, where you've got so much muscle and so little strength, there's not going to be a huge amount we can do. So I'm hoping we can bring up... No, we can't. I was hoping we could bring up the last setup that we used. So Thrall is going to go there. And we're going to use 2 of our Tomb Guardians as the backup here. We're still going to have a huge amount of muscle on the line. Now we're going to have the 2 mummies centralised, because there's no way they can deploy without getting some muscle on them. For a start, we do the zombies wide and our skeletons back a little bit. So I'm hoping that the Thrall can get on the ball. Let's do this. Let's actually swap these 2. So I'd rather have the skeletons with their movement there to support with the ball. And then we've got our Tomb Guardians who can sort of follow up. Movement 4 is not bad. Edge 1 is quite bad. Movement 4 was not too bad. So nice weather. So an extra scatter. Right at the back of the pitch. Now Kislev, or Slan, depending on how old school you are They are a nippy team. That is to say, they are quite fast. They've got one catcher out. Yep, catcher out, which is huge for us. So he's going to pick up the ball eventually. But for now, we are going to play past the lineman. We'll take the power. We'll just push him back. And we're going to stay in place. Because with these guys with their movement 4, it's not bad at all. Right, Mummy with Mighty Blow. Gets the power. Pops him there. We want to keep him tight. And because of the movement being less on the Mummy, we're going to follow up. Mighty Blow. Stun. So that's extra turn. So that's why we've got our rerolls. Double skull. We can push, and we'll push him there. We will follow up. But that does mean that his Tomb Guardian can now make another block. It's going to be both down. Eventually, it was going to happen. We got away with it for the first half. We're already 1-0 up. All we've got to do is not let a touchdown in. So we can afford to loiter here and grind it down. And if all else fails, we can just hoon it over the other side of the pitch. I'd much rather score a second touchdown with our thrall, though. We can level him up differently than a ghoul, but I think sure hands is probably the first thing we get to this guy. Leader double would be nice. Okay. We are still in a very strong position. He's just going to stand up. Okay. So let's take a couple of blocks. Because if all else fails right now, we are in a really solid place. That catcher is the most threatening. And we are going to follow up and get on to the catcher. We can go 1, 2... Yeah, we can blitz the catcher in a moment. Actually, we're going to blitz him now. 1, 2, 3, blitz. Man, that is slow animation. Here we go. 3 dice. Gets the power on him, which is huge. Drops him back. We will follow up. Doesn't cause injury, though. It's just, again, keep farming these blocks. Push. We can push him there. We can still... We don't need to pin him in place because we've got that guy. This guy is going to go in the middle of those players there. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to force them to make those dodges and make those plays. And we'll do the same here. And then we're going to pick up the ball with this guy. Alright, wicked. So, looking at where our threats are coming from, we should be safe on this side for now for a turn. With our 2 skeleton assists. I've got no good blocks here. I've got no good blocks there. So we'll just pass the turn. So, developing this team, we want to get as much Mighty Blow and Guard really as we can. If we get a cheeky double for block, that would be awesome. This is not the kind of team that we need break tackle with. Break tackle on movement 3 and movement 4 is not brilliant. We want to just line them up and absolutely farm them out, like we're kind of doing here. So, ooh, our little zombie is getting beaten up on the side. He goes down, armor's broken, but he's only stunned. And it's our turn again. So, we have a very easy choice to just move up the ball here. And we're just going to carry on using our strength to create safe space for the ball carrier. It's going to stay in place. This zombie is going to have a punch here. Okay, cool. We have got all the time in the world, so I'm inclined to just create that space for us. We're going to have to go for it to get the ball where we want it to be. Do miss that extra point of movement on the ghoul. And dodge, to be fair. That's an absolute bargain piece. It's going to go there. Ball falls out now. It's going to be huge. We're okay. So now we can go back to grinding these casualties, hopefully. Defender stumbles to there. He's going to stay in place because I like having him there as a mobile piece. Ooh, Mighty Blow, injury. Get some SPP here. Badly hurt, not too bad. So we have yet to blitz. But we've got a nice 3-die block on their catcher. Tempted to take the reroll there just for murdering, but I'm not going to. Okay, let's get the mummy attacking. 2 dice, gets all the stars, and we'll follow up. Okay, get a good stun because of it. So these guys on the left are going to be free. There's not a huge amount we can do about it. Let's follow up. But we've got a good cage, and it's a long way away. They're not an incredibly fast team, but they're not Skaven. They've got gutters. They don't have gutters or anything. They've got 2 catchers that are movement 8. They don't come with dodge to start with, and this is a vanilla team. So Slann are very vulnerable when they start their Blood Bowl journey. It's when you start getting a couple of extra ball handling skills, maybe some block, definitely some dodge. Their blitzers having jump up is quite good too. It's quite useful. So that is their turn. We can 1, 2 blitz here, and then we're advancing our cage up. We'll take the dodge star and we'll put him. I was going to put him against the sideline, but we'll just take him to the ground instead. He's fine where he is. So, do we have a movement channel? 1, 2, 3. Let's go there. Now, I'm not worried about mobility here. Let's go there. So it's going to be a lopsided cage, but it's still a 20 strength cage, and we do have the possibility of moving a zombie through to support. So zombie's going to go there, and then can we get a skeleton up? Movement 5. We want the skeleton there because we want to be able to break out here. So we're going to double stuff this cage. Chuck the thrall right down the middle to there. Okay. Now we've got. Have I blitzed? I have blitzed. Let's just move the zombie up. This zombie's going to be left out in the cold. We will use the Tomb Guardian to. Who's that? Is that a catcher? That's a lineman. So we'll use the Tomb Guardian to put the lineman in place. That's a lineman as well. That's their catcher. We're going to use our mummy on their catcher. Now, very easy dodge away, but if they fail the dodge, the guy goes down. If they, hopefully, we'll be able to take a blitz with the mummy, be able to use that mighty blow on top of that armor 7 to give a 56% chance of armor break. That takes him out for at least a turn. So that's a blitz up. There you go. There's the dodge for the 2-die blitz on our poor defenseless zombie. Double skull. Got to reroll that. Okay, zombies don't normally have dodge, so this guy's going down. Doesn't break the armor. And that's it for our turn. So we absolutely have the opportunity here to score. We just need to try and make sure that we can keep our cage moving. So 2 dice. Push is absolutely fine. That's all we want. We're going to follow up. We're going to use the skeleton. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And we're going to move this cage up. Slowly, very slowly, but very surely. This zombie's just going to stand up and be a punch bag over there. We're going to have to use this guy here to block him away. We get extra dice, so we should be able to push to there. Or we can smash him to the ground. We're going to follow up on that as well. Alright, so let's carry on moving up our cage. This is a heck of a cage. Getting guard and mighty blow on these guys is going to be huge. Now, they're definitely not insurmountable. I mean, you come against a Minotaur and these guys just become great targets for them, especially once the Mino gets Claw. So Renegades or something where they can auto-claw is pretty huge. So that is reasonably safe. So we've got a skeleton here, and the skeleton is going to run interference on this side. And then we'll block some things. Gets the POW. We'll start moving the mummy up as well. Okay, brilliant. And this guy's actually going to blitz. He's going to blitz this guy. Gets the smash. We are going to put him there. We're going to follow up because what we're going to do is we're going to use the movement after the blitz to come up here and just support the cage. So when you've got so many big guys, what you can do is you can form kind of two cages and use that as a way of tunneling out. So if they start swarming you, you've got two layers of defense, but also it means you can punch through and just move the ball carrier up into a second cage. So I think the 6 pips on a dice, you've got 2 pockets. If one pocket collapses, you can hustle over to the other. Okay, so the 2 die blocking on skeleton on the right hand side, he goes down. It is not even stunned. Here we go, so they're moving up and tagging the sides of our cage now. Although we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are within absolute scoring distance now. Without even needing a go for it. Ah, but our zombie's knocked out. Tough break. Okay, do we just go for the touchdown, or do we try some blocks first? Right, where's that catcher? 1, 2, 3. That is a go for it. But if it goes wrong, we're still pretty protected. We're going to take the reroll there. And we're going to take the push. It's very sad. After 6 dice, no good rolls, but actually that's not too bad. So we can put a bit of a side cage on here, although we don't really want to do that against this team because they are leapy. So we're just going to take it in for a touchdown. Leveling up, hopefully, our pseudo ghoul if he makes it to the end of the pitch, end of the game. And it's going to give them 3 turns to score a touchdown. And I would quite like the last setup, please, because that worked quite well for us. That was not at all our setup before, was it? That's really annoying. So, Tomb Guardian there. Tomb Guardian there. We've got 3 turns, so we're going to have Tomb Guardians here and here. This guy back. We're going to put the zombies on the line so they can just absolutely get in the way and force those tackle zones, and we will skeleton up. Skeleton up here and here. Let's go for that. They're going to be able to break through if they get the ball. If we get a decent kick, I don't think we've got a shot at another touchdown because it takes us 5-6 turns to score. They get another reroll. Really what we're doing is we're waiting for their catcher to get through, and the good thing about the catchers, although they've got edge and movement, they're only strength 2, so having any strength 3 player as a safety gives us the advantage. A 1 die block into a skull into a push. Interesting. That was very subpar, and I'm actually really tempted to take the blitz here in a way to at least surf this guy if we don't smash him to the ground. We smash him to the ground and we're going to let him be pinned in place. Alright, cool. Happy with him on defense. So let's see if we can't do some punches. We'll push him into the mummy. And we'll stay in place. Let's push him. We don't have the dice anymore, so we go down. But we get a stun out of it, so not bad. We can keep applying that pressure, keep applying the numbers. It will definitely keep us in a wonderful position of strength. So having a couple of ghouls on this team really makes it, really adds a dynamic element to it. And that would be the bonehead build. What I'm thinking is actually there's opportunity here for werewolves. And I like the idea of werewolves. I like the idea of a couple of flesh golems too as we move on. A couple of flesh golems on their strength 4. Big bruisers. I do very much intend to just grind with our core 6 and buy ghouls. I would love an extra reroll, but we just have to play really, really careful. Okay, our guy's stunned. So, they have got 1 turn to score, and no one with which to do it. So, let's where can we blitz and do good things? Let's just punch. See if we can't farm some SPP. Because that is kind of all that's important right now. Is trying to level up our basic guys. Stunned is good. Let's see if we can't get Mighty Blow to work here. Okay, good. No, still nothing on the Mighty Blow front. And that is going to be it for us. So the AI is going to have 1 turn to move up the pitch. Hopefully we won't get too damaged by it. Then we can see if we get a good MVP or not. We've got 3 casualties, so there's at least a 3 in 11 chance somebody's going to level up. I hope it's one of our 6 big guys. Even if it's a mummy. What have we got? No SPP on the Tomb Guardian, no SPP on the Tomb Guardian, nothing on the mummy, 2 on that mummy, nothing on the Tomb Guardian, nothing on the Tomb Guardian. So it's not looking promising for our big guys after this game. So we get the win. Got no idea how much money we won. We won 60k, so we can buy a ghoul now. Which I think you'll agree will massively help us on the edge front. So let's have a look at our roster. We've got a skeleton and the thrall level up. So level up the thrall. Let's get something good. It's a double. Okay, he's going to go straight for leader. That means we can spend our cash as we go, buying better players. And we've got a skeleton. This could be interesting as well. Oh, that is fantastic. We will take strength 4 skeleton all day long. Told you skeletons were some of our better players. That's move 5, strength 4. The guy is now a chaos warrior with worse armor and worse agility, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Let's buy the ghoul now for the extra scoring power, and that puts us at a really nice clip. That is going to wrap it up for that game and for the stream for tonight. Thanks very much to everyone in chat for joining me. Great fun. 2 great games. Thanks to my opponent in the first round. Yeah, Blood Bowl 2. If you have Blood Bowl 2 on PC, join the Bonehead Podcast Cup. We're playing Sunday nights and Tuesday nights. But we have a Discord, so jump on a Discord and get a game whenever you can. Join us again Tuesday night. We're going to be playing a Blood Bowl RPG. So it should be really, really good fun. But for now, I'm going to disappear, and thanks very much for joining me. I will see you all soon.